I can't help it. I dread to think what his toilet time is like. What are you doing, mate? We have a trap bar that's built for that. You know what, guys? I've not wasted anybody's time using the other bar, so let's do that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Pleasure to have you. It was only a matter of time before we did one of these videos. Hi, I'm Coach Tom Hall, Master Degree, Strength, Performance, Analysis, Biomechanics, all that kind of fun stuff. I have a coaches group. If you're a coach and you're watching this and you want to learn more about actually training humans, come join that group. Anyway, it was only a matter of time before Dr. Joel Seedman made it onto the channel and I was able to look at some of his stuff. Because as well as looking at good work, and I like spreading good work, there's also misinformation and absolute tripe out there. But I'll let you decide. We are just looking at what is happening in this little world of Joel. So if anybody doesn't know, Joel is very kind of the forefront of his whole methodology is the isometric, eccentric, 90-degree angle stuff. So he doesn't like going to full range of motion, and he's got a bunch of literature that he believes that kind of proves his model. But in anecdotal evidence for looking at him, there's some stuff about sprinting which was goddamn awful. He makes up exercises using equipment and ridiculous stuff and just looks unsafe. So, and basically if you can find a piece of equipment that and not do the purpose of what that is done or being used for, if there's a piece of equipment that has a primary purpose, he will go out of his way to try and find something else to do with it. So if you've got a car phrase machine, he's going to be doing something crazy. We're going to look into this. If you're an inquisitive S&C coach, personal trainer, coach, whatever, just somebody who goes to the gym, I would implore you to go and watch his stuff and then go think constructively why you might do it or why you won't do it. He's got a big following. He's a doctor of some sort, PhD, not too sure on what. And let's have a little look. So we're going to look at this post here. We have the 10 trap bar deadlifts for strength and muscle. So I thought I'd just pick one out. This is from a while ago, but it hasn't changed. Trust me, it's absolutely fine. All right, I'm going to show you. Obviously, that picture is pretty crazy by itself. We'll try and explain each of these wonderful movements, but I just want to show you what I believe the trap bar deadlift is for. This is a post I made ages ago, right? So, how fast should you deadlift? All right, cool. Pretty simple. My trap bar deadlifts are for trap bar shrugs, trap bar deadlifts, trap bar velocity-based work, lifting heavy tin. Some of you, I'm sure, are lifting far more than me, but yeah, that's what we do. So you can just see, I'm using the trap bar for trap bar jumps, trap bar shrugs, trap bar deadlifts. Generally what the trap bar is for. You can kind of walk around with it, pretty cool. But beyond that, it doesn't do much. It's a nice kind of middle ground between your kind of squat and your deadlift. Kind of transfers over because you can send your knee past the kind of area where your normal deadlift would be, so you get a little bit more leg drive, so quad drive happens. It's about 8% more you can lift on a trap bar compared to a conventional normal deadlift pattern, just because you're able to use your anterior chain. Anyway, we don't care about that. We're here to look at Joel. All right. So we're gonna look at each of these exercises, try and break down what he's doing and give it a rating of 1 to 10, 10 being ridiculous, it's probably unsafe, doesn't really work, why the hell are we doing this? 1 being, I might put it in the bag. Okay, right, let's go. This one. Oh, right, okay, yeah, okay, we'll slide it back. All right, so we have, I'm not gonna go down below, I'm sure there is a, explanation, but it's all right. I've been training people for 15 years. All right, I can work these out. All right, so eccentric isometric. So even though he had to pick it up from the floor, which I'd say is probably where the main benefit for us from, he still only goes to there, but he kind of disproves his partial. This was a better position, if we all agree. This is quite nice, actually. I quite like that, but no need to do what he's doing. So let's look at it from a practical point of view. He has to take up 2 benches. So everybody in the gym hates him, right? He's got 2 benches. I think he's actually probably had to pivot 4, so because he's going to have this kind of outside torque of pushing away. I don't think otherwise these benches would flip over. I think he has to nail them down. I'd imagine this is linked to this one. I think, because I don't think otherwise that's going to happen. I think it's 4 benches, 1 trap bar, and the T-bar kind of V-bar thing in between. It's just unnecessary. Everybody hates you if you're doing this in the gym and you take up unnecessary pieces of equipment. All right, so this position, no bueno. His position looks lovely. This position, where he actually goes down to. So one of his big things is always training, not giving his hips that much room. So he only likes being kind of inverted into, so he goes into internal rotation quite a lot, which is kind of a neutral base position, but he doesn't particularly like going externally rotating, and he always points his toes, like his middle toe forward, so he's got this inverted position. So he's trying to kind of screw the ground on, but again, not letting his hip do much work. I think it just looks like valgus, unfortunately, from my perspective. So unnecessary ranking, very high. 8, 9 out of 10. Wouldn't do. Very loud, sorry. Bring that down. And he grunts quite a lot. So the unnecessary ranking of the setup, absolutely bonkers. Whoa! So that was a deficit, eccentric, isometric, 90-degree, deficit, V-bar, deadlift, RDL, I think. All right, this next one. Number 2, we've got another trap bar. Of course, all of these are trap bars. Again, they're all going to be RDL patterns, I think. So at least we've got it the right way around. I prefer it in front of me. I like looking at it. A lot of people put it behind. Where do you put your open bar if you use one? So this has some application. Again, it's unnecessary. For where his weight is situated, if you so wanted to do a bamboo bar or a chaos kind of bar, you usually go like kettlebells banded and just put it on the back. So the box is unnecessary, essentially. So this is, I guess, a chaos, like perturbations, like he's trying to get lots of compensatory patterns happening, stability for his hips, and like having to wibble wobble all the time. But he's got to move that box over there, tie all of those weight plates on. I think if he wanted to do like a normal barbell back, I think he'd go to that depth anyway. And you'd have axial loading, but honestly it'd be just out of ease and you'd get the same bang for buck, if I'm honest. Again, it's like to a quarter squat position, which is just hideous. Yeah, and he's taking up that rack to do that when he's doing essentially a deadlift. Unnecessary ranking. I understand the protocol of it. I don't do them myself. I think the stability aspect of doing these deadlifts is the load itself, and I'd rather go onto a single leg like a skater squat to have that kind of instability aspect of it instead of wasting someone's time and like going this way. So I understand the premise. Waste of time ranking is 6. Okay, if he goes down to the floor, why would we? We had to get there to get going, but why would we go? All right, number 3. This is I kind of get it. It's like it's a snatch grip neutral RDL. I kind of like. It's probably the only way, because you got to have the handles of that. And you're going for a snatch grip, so he's going to have lots of action kind of in his traps, in his V, right up here. This one's okay. We have to kind of pinch of salt on the fact that he's only ever going to 90 degrees and he's just rocking right on, like, there's not in a world where his big toe, he tries to there, but as soon as he comes up, he's definitely on the outside of his feet and it's just horrible. All right, so forgetting that bit, snatch grip, trap bar RDL, essentially. Don't mind it. You'd be having like weights on anyway. I'm gonna give that like a 2. Don't mind it. Honestly, don't mind that one. Good job, Joel. Fuck's sake. It's the wrong way around, Joel. The wrong way around. Oh dear. All right, we went in here. All right, so this, you're changing the vector of where the weight is. So stability-wise, this is gonna be absolutely horrendous. Don't know how hard this would be. I've not tried it, so I don't know. Essentially, if he's picking it off the floor each time, kind of get it. But that kind of anti-rotational, whatever that be, pretty crazy. And he's going from a good depth. Like, because you haven't got elevated handles on this as well, so he has to, like, look at this, he can reach there. I think the anti-rotational effect of this would be very high. I think he's going to have to really work hard through his obliques. I'm going to give it a waste of time ranking of 5. Middle ground, don't really know. I would look at someone twice, let's put it that way, all right? Okay. Cool, so what he's doing here is actually something that I do. Okay, and I will train people to do. It's a mid-thigh pull, but he's using a trap bar. You could just use a barbell for this because of where that is centrated. You just move up and down, it'll be fine. There's no real benefit of using a trap bar. What is slightly unnecessary is, bless Joel here, he doesn't need the load. He's just making himself put less effort into the eccentric phase. The concentric phase. He's doing an overcoming isometric, so he's pulling up and trying to push the ground away, and he's never going to win because he's not going to move that rack. But what he's added element is overloading the eccentric portion of this, which is 1, 2 CNS fatiguing, but it's not enough load for an actual like eccentric training. Like Real eccentric training is above 100% of what you can actually lift, and you kind of slower, lower, and then you kind of take the load off, then squat, and then go low, take the load off, and then go up. You can specialist machines and stuff. That's what the literature says. This is kind of controlled eccentric training, if it were, but I think he's missing the forest for the trees of what he's trying to achieve through this. It would be peak power and peak vertical force, and I think it's just fatiguing him more. So the exercise is fine, the application of it is crap. Okay, so waste of time ranking 5 again. Understand what he's doing. Good job, Joel. It's a supinated one. Okay, it just annoys me how he doesn't go to the floor when he has to pick it up off the floor anyway. Alright, supinated, eccentric 90 degree, blah 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 blah. Again, it's just the toes. It's just this position. Just give your hips some room, lad. I quite like supinated farmer's carries, so I don't mind those. So essentially this sits in that category. You're going to get a lot more stretch through your bicep. You're probably going to sit back into your shoulder blade a little bit more, which will add something called downward rotation. So your scap's going to sit a little bit lower on the back of your thorax, and your rib cage and stuff. Don't mind it. Posturally could be quite cool. I think it's going to stretch out those traps a little bit more. Don't mind it. Waste of time ranking 3 to 4. Alright, it's a shrug. I was like, he genuinely looks like he's having a turd most of the time. Alright, so trap bar shrug, this is. They're absolutely fine. I guess it's from like a hang. I would say, alright, we're doing trap bar shrug from a hang position. That might what it be, okay? We've all heard of like hang snatches or hang cleans, okay? So the trap bar shrug kind of sits in that triple extension pattern that we do for Olympic lifting or jumping like that. So he's ideally he's just getting there. Right, triple extension is happening there, okay? So if you looked at my one, so boom, essentially that kind of looks like that. Boom, there. I don't really do the shrug position, but on about, if you're doing, probably could, about 60% loads. I would say, perhaps going a little bit too heavy. Maybe he's stronger than me, don't know. But I don't think the velocity is there. I think I'd rather go light and then do that kind of position there. Don't mind that one. That one was good. Good job, mate. For strength and muscle building, not fantastic. For power, all good. Waste of time ranking 2. Like it. Oh, 1. I'll give him 1. I understand. I totally understand it, okay? Just, I would do it a little bit lighter or super, super heavy. That kind of middle ground is like, meh. It's fine. I don't really know what's happening here. Does this do something? What's the board for? He's a little bit wider. Oh, he's not. He's just not hitting. Okay. Horrible noise as well. Awful noise. All right, I think he's doing kind of shortened partials, never locking out in either way. So you got this much of a rep, right, from start to finish, and he's decided to do this bit in middle portion. Waste of time ranking high, 6, 7. Don't overly understand it, like a stop-start thing. I like doing like 3 positions or 3 position pauses or 2 position pauses, stuff like that. I'll do 1.5 reps or 1.25 reps and stuff like that. I generally wouldn't pulse people that much. I do pulses in like squat patterns. Never really done with deadlift patterns, but it's very similar. So we'll give it waste of time ranking 4. This is a deadlift. That's one he's done. Perfect. Good job, Joel. Found it. It only took him 9 exercises, but he's found it. Awesome. 0 out of 10. Just an elevated. I would happily do these with clients. Absolutely fine. So what's wonderful about the trap bar, normally it's got an elevation built in, but if you need a little bit more room because maybe your client starts dumping that range, so as soon as they reach terminal hip flexion, so here, so we can see here's this. If he's got none left, essentially, and we start kind of curving through the back, this knee needs to come out. We start curving here to get down, essentially. That's where we start to push through the knee, what you can with the trap bar. We elevate the barbell, bring the ground closer to you. Perfect, which is exactly what he's done. This is mechanically absolutely tick. Good, well done, best one. 0 out of 10, not a waste of time whatsoever. I would do, good. I can't help it. I dread to think what his toilet time is like. What are you doing, mate? We have a trap bar that's built for that. You know what, guys? I've not wasted anybody's time using the other bar, so let's do that. Pointless. What's the hell? What's the point? Don't understand it. Just use the trap bar. the whole point of the trap bar is to get it away from this kind of position, so you're not doing it. So this is a neutral, normal deadlift. I guess if like your barbell had those handles, at least it's from an elevation, so he's not like killing it. So it's a neutral, normal deadlift, conventional deadlift, if you get what I mean, with the rickety. Okay, I guess you could put like straps on there or try to get your hand neutral. I'd just be concerned about this sliding around. I'd rather a piece of equipment that was kind of built for it. Waste of time ranking, understand it. He's going to get less kind of perhaps pronated for his shoulders, but is he going to be able to set his lat as well? Understand it, but all good. All right. Obviously the first ones he put there for like shock and awe. I mean, let's just, which one? That one. There we go. We'll pause it there. All right, wonderful guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you want to see some more. I will quite happily rank Joel Seedman's exercises because he is an inventive man. I will give him that. I'm not out there inventing exercises and I have expansive exercise library. That's absolutely fine. But generally speaking, we stick to the stuff that works and to get people results. But we're all right. We're okay. He's absolutely insane. Let me know in the comments down below, which one do you think is the biggest waste of time? And you would maybe look twice or couldn't take your eyes off it and you'd be people watching in the gym quite often. And which one would you like to do? Have a go at? Yeah, amazing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, really helps the channel out. And I will see you in the next one.